I've taken all the major drugs, fae Viagra, Buck, fast wine, but I hadn't tried magic mushrooms. I was waiting for a sign. One day my workmate Bob turned up. He had just picked 100. He asked if I wanted to go halves. Is this the sign I wondered? The reason why I pondered is that I can't this whiz for real. The Mushies took me prisoners. You've got to tack the half-day deal. Eventually I said, hey, sure, fuck it, with harm quit the day. I got a high tolerance for drugs and I'm feeling lucky today. But I was already on medication for all my years on acid. I really didn't need any more drugs to make my brain more placid. We decided to take a road trip beside a loch in the middle anywhere, so that in case we started freaking out, we wouldn't attract a disapproving stare. On arrival we pitched our tent, well Bob did me stay table fair. Before we took the funky funky, I got on my knees and said a heartfelt prayer. Please God, don't let these shrooms screw my brain rished up. I heard they are divine, I just want to drink for your loving cup. I didn't want to go further on the bend, or else I may lose my job. I was lucky keep it the last time. I told the boss he can suck my knob. But when I felt my mind was centered, I swallowed and washed them down. Then wondered how long it would be before I reached the dark side of the moon. I didn't have long to wait, I thought I started feeling that effect. Holy moly, these mushies are kicking in. I said, we are going to be seriously wrecked. The mountains all started dancing, they were putting on quite the show. I was struggling to hold on to reality as I felt my sanity about to go. Just then I heard a familiar voice come to alley out to the blue. It said, hello Bob and Billy, how the hell are you? At first I didn't answer, I was trying to contain my fear. Then I heard the voice again. It said, what the hell are you doing here? On turning round my heart skipped a beat, I was stuck for words to say. It looked like our boss for work was walking the West Island way. Fuck these mushies, kick ass, I said, Bob, are you seeing what I see? Bob said, aye, but it's no the mushies, it really is George neck me. What? It can it be? And me and George looked at each other. I thought, fucking hell, would ye believe it? There's no escaping for big brother. White Faraday, I'm a sitting duck. That major league goes the trip, so I fired him, I took him a joint to see if he was hip. But there's so many old bosses, even when they're outside of work, they've got this way of acting like a total friggin' jerk. He said, looking down on news that drugs were for losers. I said, what do you mean by that? And then I pissed my trousers. Then his face changed into a blood-sucking vampire bat. I started to get worried that he'd come to get fat. The boomers were no in control, there was no liquid day. I took a fit in the giggles when he asked if I was okay. I couldn't deal with the situation, so I took cover in the tent. I didn't ken who Bob managed, cause my brain was no way beyond bent. Eventually George buggered off. Bob wished him well on his way, but he thought he was being sarcastic and said, I'll see you both on Monday. But he'd raised an interesting point. I thought about this Sonic Lang. He said that drugs were for losers, but I think he's wrong. Cause while high as an astronaut's kite, I realized that life is all about perception, and he's got a serious problem thinking he's an immaculate conception. Just cause you went to university makes him think he's above the layman. Well, I've tested the limits, say my mind, and know I'm officially as not as a shaman, knowledge is power, it's as true. And also called bosses of the early legend. I guess that was the reason for our Monday morning sacking.